imagine you are running a e-commerce application like Amazon, and in normal scenario your application are running on few servers. Say for example, your e-commerce application running on one EC2 server, but whenever there is a prime day or some other flash sale are running, there are thousands and lot of customer are coming suddenly on your e-commerce platform. In that case, like, there is a problem how your application server gets scale up, right? So in generally that is the problem, because there are, when suddenly thousands of users are coming to your website on during the flash sale time, at that time you have a, say for example, one application server and you need to scale it up to more application server. So how you can solve this problem, how you can do auto scaling in AWS, and how your application server get auto scale on schedule time according to your flash sale, we will see in action with hands on in this video, and we'll see how the auto scaling work with the applications like e-commerce in with the when have a flash sale kind of activity, right? So let me first explain about how this concept works. So here we will understand first it, then we will implement a end-to-end hands-on about this. Okay. So what in whenever there is a e-commerce flash sale are running, right? Um, at that time we need to think about auto scaling our application server. So in general scenario, whenever our normal e-commerce application are running, it is, say for example, running on one EC2 server, application server, and when there is a flash sale, say for example today around 8 p.m. some flash sale are running and suddenly thousands users are coming, we need to scale it up to 4 servers, right? And then once our flash sale over after 2 hours or something, we need to scale it down to one server. So how this capacity and scaling increase, that we will understand in AWS. The main problem when we have a flash sale traffic is that in normal traffic we have a one EC2 application server running because we have a low demand, right? And say for example at 8 p.m. we are running flash sale, thousands of users are coming suddenly. So at that time it will be a risk, like too little capacity of one server, application will slow down, there is a possible loss of sale. So can we scale before the traffic arrive? So that problem we will see, and how we can solve that with AWS auto scaling, that we will see into this video with end-to-end demo as well. So first of all, understand what is AWS Auto Scaling. AWS Auto Scaling group manage the EC2 capacity for your applications. So whenever your e-commerce application are running, and if you have a one server and you need to scale auto scale your server on desired time, or a based on some dynamic parameter, or like whenever 70% or more CPU utilized, you need to scale up another server. So you are able to do scaling up and down by using auto scaling group. So there are some important parameters, like you need to define a minimum smallest number of instance, like minimum how many instance will run, what is the desired normal targeted capacity, and what are the maximum, the largest allowed capacity. So based on this capacity criteria you define, so when you create a auto scaling group, you need to define a launching template. So in this you need to specify like how many server desired and what are the maximum server capacity. According to this, it will scale up and scale down your application server according to your flash sale. So you are able to scale based on dynamic parameter or a schedule based time. So here is the general architecture. Whenever any users come to the e-commerce application, the customer request goes to the application load balancer, and it will send the request to our application server and in on EC2, right? And when we have a normal application, e-commerce application running, there is only one EC2 application server. But whenever there is a flash sale, we need to scale it up to 4, say for example, we need a 4 EC2 machine or server. In real production it might be more than 50 or something, but here in demo perspective, say for example, we need a 4 EC2 servers, and then once flash sale over, we need only one server, right? So we'll scale it down. So we'll see like auto scaling group launch or terminate instance to match the our capacity. So in schedule, what we will do is we will create a auto scaling group, and before sale it we will have only one EC2 server by default, and on particular flash sale time we will scale it up to 4 EC2 server, and after our flash sale over we will schedule capacity to one EC2 server, right? So that way we'll do predictable traffic and schedule the our capacity. So here we will see live demo in our we will create this live demo from scratch. So what we will do is we will launch a auto scaling group with capacity desired count 1 and minimum 1 and maximum 4, and then we will take a action on flash sale time, we will scale it up, right? So let us jump into our console and see the demo. So here I will show you the demo for this. So here what we will do is we will launch our auto scaling group. So here you see in AWS console you need to sign up your AWS console, and then you need to go into EC2, and in EC2 section you will find out auto scaling group. So here we have an auto scaling group. So currently we did not set up any auto scaling group, and we don't have any EC2 instance running. So if you see, we don't have any instance running. So in normally your e-commerce application, there will be, say for example, one EC2 server are running, and then we will scale it up, right? So what we will do is we will create a auto scaling group here. So we need to go into EC2 auto scaling group section, and in auto scaling group section we need to click on create auto scaling group. So here we need to give a auto scaling group name, right? So here we will give a, say for example, application server scaling. We will giving name like auto application server scaling demo, say for example. And here we need to create a launch template, right? So when we create a launch template, we need to define a certain parameters. So here we are creating a launch template, and we are giving a name like application server scaling demo, same name here. And so when we are creating this, we are defining a different parameters here. So what are the important parameter is we need to select a instance type. That is very important parameter for us. So if we will select, say for example, recent launch or a quick start, right? So we have some option as well if you want to select any OS. So we need to define a when we for a launch template, we need to define a certain parameters. So so here we need to give a AMI. So this AMI is will be a like Linux server AMI, which is a image in which we have our entire application code are stored, right? So we will prior create our application server image, and we will use it over here. For now I'm using this AMI, which is I already have. And here we will select the instance type. Say for example, I am selecting T2 Nano just for a demo perspective. In production it will be higher, and I am taking a demo key pair. Generally we creating this key pair when we launching EC2 servers. And then we are how to define some network related stuff. I am keeping it default for now, and I am creating. So here what we selected AMI, we selected, image of our application server in which we have our e-commerce application code running, then T2 nano server, and I am creating a launch template. So when we are creating a launch template, here we don't have any instance running previously, right? So so when we create a launch template, after that we are able to select those launch template in our when we are creating this auto scaling group, right? So that launch template is important. So here I created a, this application server auto scaling launch template, right? So here we will take a SAM which we created, demo one, right? Previously I have one another exists. So here I select the scaling demo, and then we will do the next. So here it is showing all the configuration, because the launch template is mainly what AMI we are image application server image we are going to launch in that EC2 machine, right? That we need to select. These are the network setting, we are keeping it default for now. So here we need to do the capacity related stuff. So here we will do the availability zone. We will for now select single AC, and these are the default parameter I am keeping, and the important parameter is this one. So here we need to give a desired capacity. When we see in the previous slide, right, we are giving a desired capacities, like how many servers we need by default, minimum capacity and maximum capacity. Maximum capacity we are giving for in production, it is a more, right? A desired capacity and minimum capacity we are giving, and then we are just keeping this other setting as it is default, and we are launching this auto scaling group. So when we launch it, it will match the criteria. So these are the entire setting we created, like we given a launch template. So after EC2 server up, it will set up this application server image based, in which we have our application code auto set up this, and it will up that server, right? So we are creating a auto scaling group now. So when we are creating auto scaling group, currently we don't have any servers, EC2 server running, but now you see we have a, this is initializing, just now it is created because we given a desired capacity 1 by default. So here one server is initializing, recently it is created and now it is initializing, right? So we get a one EC2 our e-commerce application server up, uh, that is make up by this auto scaling group, because we given a by default one desire application server, because we need at least one server to run our application, e-commerce application. Now what we will do is in auto scaling, so this is we created our auto scaling group, right? And now once we create a auto scaling group, we already set all the settings which we need, like what are the uh, application server image we are going to up by using launch template, and we set the parameters, right? Now what we will do is we need to auto scaling it. So we need to go into, like you need to go into your auto scaling listing, select auto scaling group you created, and then go to the auto scaling. So here we have two options, like dynamic scaling policy or a predictive scaling policy, as well as schedule scaling policy, right? In this demo we'll see schedule scaling policy. So generally in e-commerce application, when we are running flash sale, that will run at certain times. Say for example, flash sale start at um, 6 p.m. and ending at 7 p.m. Then we will scale up the server at 6, and then at 7 we will scale it down, right? So schedule based policy we will see, but I will explain, like this dynamic scaling policy is we are able to scale up another servers when some, like when existing server CPU reach more than 50% or a 70% or 80%. Based on this kind of dynamic policy, we are able to scale up other servers, like based on CPU utilization or a some other metrics, right? So important, like whenever one application server is having a lot of load, then we will do auto scale other servers. So this is a dynamic scaling policy. Generally we are using in unpredictable load scenario. This is another one is a predictive scaling. So based on your past load, this based on your past load, this predictive base, it will scale up and down the things, right? So this will do some prediction, and based on your prediction it will scale up or down your servers. So this is like dynamic scaling policy, predictive scaling policy. And then we have a schedule action. So here we will see this schedule action one, right? um, so let us create, right now we have a single EC2 only, because we defined a one desire and minimum one in our scaling policy. So we have a one server running currently. Now what we will do is we will see our UTC time currently, right? We have a 12:05 UTC time currently. So what we will do is we will create a one schedule action, right? So we can say flash sale start. So whenever flash sale start, we will change that. So we have a desired capacity, right? That we will change to 4, and maximum capacity we will have a 4, right? And minimum capacity we are keeping it also for now, right? Because we are scaling up our flash sale start event, right? Otherwise we can also keep this one. So here we will create a template, right? Flash sale start template. Here we are setting a desired capacity for minimum 1 and maximum 4, right? So here we selecting a time zone. So at which time we want to start our flash sale. Say for example, we are selecting UTC time, and today's date we are selecting, and right now we can see what UTC time is. We have a 12:06, right? So what I am doing is I am putting it 12, then I am putting it, say for example 8 after some minutes, right? So it will automatically scale up it. And then what we will do is we will create another schedule action, flash sale end, right? So in that case what we will do is desired capacity 1, minimum 1 and maximum 4. So here UTC time we will select the same date, and here we have a 12, and say for example at 10. So here we have a 6, right? We scheduled it for 8, then we will stop it down at 10, right? So here we are creating a scaling down policy at flash end. So here right now you see we have a one EC2 still running, and here we created a flash sale start. At when flash sale start, at that time it will scale up our server from 1 to 4, right? So we will see UTC time whenever it is whenever UTC time will become 8, it is showing this local time, but here whenever UTC time will be 8, so now it will start scaling up. You see, you will see here some more servers will come up. So when the flash sale start, it will auto scale the servers over here. So you see, now here we have a this servers are auto scale up. So whenever flash sale start at 12:08, we have a now server become total 4, right? 1, 2, 3 and 4 servers. Our flash sale is started, and we have thousands of customer running on our e-commerce application, and that is why we scale up automatically our e-commerce application servers from 1 to 4. And we already launched our e-commerce application image as well into this um, our servers. Okay, so now at exactly at 10, right now it is 12:09, right? So we already have another we already have another policy here. So it is at UTC 10, which will scale it down to one server, right? So it will automatically scale it down. So here we have a 12.9. So once it will be 12.10, at 12.10 we have a flash sale and scheduled in our auto scaling group. So that will trigger and it will automatically scale down our server from 4 to 1 server. So here we will see whenever we have a 12.10 time, it will automatically start scaling down our servers here. So that way we'll save our costing. We will not have a more capacity running, and whatever desire that capacity will run. So here we have a 12.10. So flash sale is already end. So now we'll see automatically our server will start stopping over here. So once you see here we will see after auto scaling already started taking action, because we already scheduled this at our time to desired capacity 1, right? And we already have at 12.10. So now we will see that in action. So it will start terminating. So you see we have now shutting down automatically these 3 servers. So now from 4 servers, 3 server are shut down and now it is terminated, you see, and only 1 server running. So because our flash sale is over, we don't need that other extra 3 servers, only 1 server we need, because now we have a normal traffic and no thousands of customers, because flash sale is on end, right? So this way it is terminated, our costing gets saved, and our normal e-commerce application running without any problem. So this way we are able to do auto scaling easily on our application server on EC2. So same way we are able to define this dynamic scaling. Whenever 80% or more traffic reached on our existing server, it will scale up more servers, right? So this is the way auto scaling you are able to do easily and best way. So main thing is whenever we are have to run a live application in production, we need to think about our uh, uh, customers loads prior. If we have a unpredictable traffic, we need to define uh, that dynamic rules based on CPU utilization. If we have a predictive traffic, we are able to define a schedule based rule. So this way, like you watch end-to-end demo, how capacity change from 1 server to 4 server, and then after flash sale end it is 1 server again. So in production you are able to up 50 servers or 100 servers as per your needs on traffic. You are able to do this auto scaling that will save your costing, run your application cell smoothly, have a good customer experience. So key takeaway is choose the scaling strategy that match your traffic pattern. Know your traffic flash sale and daily peak. Based on that, either you can define a dynamic traffic, like if you have an uncertain traffic, then you can do CPU utilization based or a request based request scaling based. Dynamic, you can define a rule on an auto scaling group, or else you can do schedule based as well. So best practice combine both rule, dynamic and schedule based, and predict the scheduled actions, right? So this is the way you are able to do auto scaling thousands of servers on your production. Hope you like this end-to-end how you can do auto scaling on your production whenever you have a huge amount of traffic on your e-commerce application. Hope you get an end-to-end understanding, dynamic rule based auto scaling, or a schedule based auto scaling, schedule rule based auto scaling you can do. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more hands-on demo. You can explore my channel in detail. Thank you for watching again, and don't forget to subscribe.